everyone. Welcome to a little bit of a new series where I'm going to try to take you through what I cook. Today we're making berry melody syrup. Strawberries, blackberries, raspberries, and blueberries. I'm just looking at the bag. I'm going to be turning this into syrup. I will first go over the ingredients I'm going to be using, which is actually very simple. It's that berry blend. I'm going to be making a lot of it, and it'll make sense later. Well, maybe not, but I'm going to be using 16 cups of, if it'll fit. I might have to go with 8 cups and do 2 batches, but the goal is 16 total cups of the berry mix, and if I've done the math right, I think 8 cups of sugar. Which is, yeah, I'll admit that sounds ridiculous now that I've said it out loud, but this recipe is specifically for making ice cream, so it does need, I'm going to be mixing it half syrup, half milk, mostly because I'm trying to reduce the milk usage quite a bit because it's a bit expensive and this is what I have available, but anyway. I'll bring you back once I've actually made some progress. I can't record, sadly, and cook at the same time. I need these digits to cook, so see you in a bit. I am giving a mild update. I've decided to reduce it down to 4 cups of sugar. You'll never guess why. And also, I may have overfilled the pot. I'm sure it'll work out. I'll bring you back in about 10 minutes when it's a complete disaster and I have to clean up a huge, disgusting mess. So yeah, I've definitely made a grave misjudgment with the amount I've put in this. However, it will work. Also, I've put it on fairly low temperature. So, it will eventually liquefy enough that I can actually stir it. There will be enough liquid in there. It's just, I just have to sit and wait, which is unfortunate. And I am personally scared of it burning, and yeah. With this kind of thing, you just have to ride the temperature, lowering it as needed, and bringing it up as needed. Though if you do it right, you can keep it at a consistent temperature, and when you're not filling the pot all the way to the top. So, my first bit of advice, don't do what I just did. Alright, well, I apparently turned off my phone at some point, and it apparently closed the video, so I guess I need to learn how to edit things together. But also, update. The syrup's coming well. I'm also making jam as a byproduct. Let me see if I can. Yeah. Okay. See you in a bit. Oh, actually, before I do put this down, I'm gonna start mashing it soon. Again, I need both my hands for this, so gotta put this down. Alright, and it has been a couple days now, because I forgot the ice in ice cream and had to freeze a bunch. But yeah, so we have the giant pink bucket, the motor that goes on top, and of course this goes in the middle, and in between this and the bucket will be ice and salt. Now, I know you would expect me to get ice cream salt, but there's no reason to get it when this is way cheaper. Realistically, any salt will do. You should go for food-safe salts because there is a risk of the salt getting into the ice cream and contaminating it slightly. So, stick with food safe, obviously, and always thoroughly clean your bucket and everything after you're done, or before your next use specifically. Preferably after you've done, though. And yeah, so if you I've heard that the cheapest option would be to buy a bunch of salt in bulk. There's some rock salt you can buy in bulk. I think it's like water softener salt. And it's the cheapest way to get salt. In theory, you have to get it in bulk, but yeah. Anyway, alright, I am just gonna be. Oh, sorry about all the noise before. I forgot to close the door. Anyway, I'm just gonna be pouring myself 4 cups of the syrup we made and 4 cups of half and half. And I'll be doing this in 2 batches. I'll only show you the first batch, though. The second batch is going to be basically the same. I may or may not add lime juice because I want it to be a cheesecake ice cream. However, this stuff is sour, which tells me it has citric acid in it. So, we may not need lime juice. Since it's not going to be as sour as lime juice, it doesn't have as much citric acid, but we're going with 4 cups of this to 4 cups of that. So it should be enough. And if it's not, I can go and add some lime juice. It's not that hard. Okay, so you may notice this is not full. That is intentional. You do not want to fill this up all the way. The most I find you can reasonably do is 3/4 the way up. You could probably get higher, but I wouldn't suggest it. But yeah, anyway. Oh, by the way, this is a gallon-sized container, so that's why it's halfway full. I need to stir this, though, so be right. Alright, as expected, it is. I just grabbed a spoon and taste tested it. It is ready for processing. I just have this over the sink because there is this little hole here. Let's see if I can. And salt and water comes out. This is just to prevent it from overflowing, even though I don't see how that's realistically possible if you're continuously monitoring it, but yeah, it's there. Anyway, I need to put ice in this. Now, I should layer the ice in the salt, and I might do that, but I might also just fill the ice up to the top, pour the salt on top, and let the salt drain down over the rest of the ice. Alright, I got started. Oh, I forgot. I'll add the salt in a minute. I was doing layers of salt, but this is the bowl I'm using. I believe it's 2 gallons if memory serves, or 3 gallons. Either way, it'll be enough. And what you actually need to do for this is whatever container you're going to use, I highly recommend you do this. You freeze the container first, especially if it's metal, like this. You probably don't need to do that if it's like plastic, but alright. If we just shine a bit of a light through, you can see it's basically done. I'm going to let it go a little bit longer, but we really don't want to burn out this motor, so yeah. Alright. I gotta hurry for this next part, so I'm not going to be able to record it till after it's done. But I'm basically going to be grabbing a spatula and shoveling the ice cream into the metal bowl that I froze as quickly as possible. After that, that's it. That's all that needs to be done. I just have to wait about 24 hours for the ice cream to fully freeze, and then, yeah. And there we go. That is the ice cream finished. I'm just going to cover it up and quickly freeze it. Alright. Well, it's done freezing. I haven't made the second batch yet, but this batch is done, so let's try it. It tastes really good. It was a bit hard to scoop, but my freezer gets really, really cold. All ice cream gets hard to scoop in that freezer. Um, Changes I would make, probably a bit more sugar, probably a bit more dairy, but I was trying to split the dairy half and half so I could get more out of it, so that's just on me for trying to cheap out a bit, but yeah, it's if I were to do it again, I'd probably put in the full half gallon of milk. I would have done double the amount of sugar in the syrup. Granted, this probably is a lot healthier than what would be optimal. But yeah, overall, really good ice cream, in my opinion. Not the best, but not the worst. Far from the worst. So yeah. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and until next time, goodbye.